Everybody and anybody is hooked on something. Some people hooked on retail therapy, other people hooked on chocolates or drugs. Just like a fish in the water gets hooked on the fishing line because it saw the bait, and that bait is irresistible. And the fish, who is aware of the subtleties of the water, it saw something blatant as a hook, big metal thing floating in the water. It saw it very clearly with the bait, but it couldn't help itself. It was drawn to that bait. And then when it latched onto the bait, it got hooked on the fishing line, and then at any moment it can get pulled out, and then it suffers and it suffocates. And that's what happens. At any moment we can get pulled out of our comfort zone, of our happiness, of our joy, because we're hooked on something. And it can drag us left, right and center. But there is one fish in the ocean that doesn't get hooked on the bait. And that fish doesn't get hooked on the bait because it's already hooked on the water itself. It cherishes the water to such an extent, the ripples, the currents of the water, the flow of the water. It is so aware of the water, so hooked on it, enjoys it to such an extent that it does not need the bait. It is not drawn to it because it's already hooked on the water itself. Similarly, those who are enlightened, they are hooked on this presence. They do not only know it, they are not only aware of it, they are hooked on it. This formless presence that is boundless, that is fathomless, that is beyond depth, they are hooked on it. And by being so, they are detached from everything else. They are free to move without being burdened, without being tied to or shackled to anything. They cannot be pulled by anything. They cannot be pushed by anything. They cannot be dragged by anything. They cannot be trampled by anything. They are like that fish hooked on water.